He's like, hey, bro, I heard you been talking mess about me behind my back, but I'm thinking he joking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go flying into the basket. They looking at me like in a
right. Like what you gonna do, right?
So I'm shook. I'm like, he taking his backpack off. I slide my shoulder pads off, and then I was like, bro, I know you didn't. And then after that, I just saw red.
On this league, fighting in this league called Team Combat League.
Yeah.
Team Combat League is actually the evolution of boxing at this point now. It's a team sport. We could all be on the same team. You fight one round and get out, win, lose, or draw. I fight a round, you fight a round. And then you just keep switching out.
He said it again. He was like, why your girl talking? And I was like, what? Before I can say what happened, he hit me with the quickest 3-4 piece. I had my glass that cut my shit up. I was leaking. I knew I ain't want to fight this dude, but I had to act like I wanted to, so I had to let him get grabbed first. Then I kind of got up. Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I wait till somebody grab him, then I get up. Hey, man, what you doing, bro? I'm trying to take off my stuff like I'm about to do something. What it do? It's your boy Brock, and this is the Brockcast. I'm joined with my co-host with the most, Mr. Petty Pat. Talk to him.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Petty Pat back in the building.
Yes,
the
sir.
brand designer, Brockbrand clothing.
Man, talk to him, man.
And
Talk
don't
to
forget
him,
to
man.
go
This is my
listen,
guy,
y'all.
man. He done been through a lot, y'all. Last week, then it took everybody down through there, man. We got Hurricane Burl come through Houston, Texas, mess up the city, man. How did everybody come out, from that?
Man, I lost my vehicle. Well, listen, man, I'm dealing with that right now. We didn't have lights for 3 days. It was crazy because I was in between my sister's house and mine, and it was just like, all right, well, it's flooding over here. Let me go home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I tried to do that, and there was people stuck, and it was just a lot, man. Then my lights was off for a while. It's like we couldn't get no updates. You look online, they say go look online. The service was spotty. I had to leave out of my neighborhood and dealing with that, bro. Like driving through neighborhood, like it was like somewhat of a zombie movie, bro. Like when you leave out the neighborhood and everything is pitch black, bro.
Yeah.
It's no cars moving, nothing. It's just pitch black everywhere. And I was just like, damn, bro. Like, what do I do now? Like,
is it crazy? Like, you remember a couple of years ago? I'd say like 5 to 7 years ago, we used to have these little hurricanes and lights used to go off, and you could still use your phone.
Yeah.
Now, if the lights go off, you can't use your phone.
Yeah,
I thought that was so crazy.
That's crazy. It is crazy, bro. Dealing with that because it was like, how you
contact them? I'm saying, how you check up on your
So it was
people?
like I didn't even know my phone worked. I had to drive like maybe 10, 15 minutes away on a freeway to try and get service because it was just one bar for so long. And I'm trying to call people, see if everybody all right, and it was just the phone was just silent, and then it randomly rings sometime, and then they'll go in it. You can hear them talking, and then they like, hello. And I'm like, can you hear me? They're like, nah, I can't. And then
Yeah, they got to fix this, man. They got to fix this infrastructure, bro. They go get it right, man. I got a lot of faith in center
points. I missed the days when we had the turnstile, the phone, the old school telephones, bro.
No, facts. We got to get them lines back in like grandma used to have that line phone.
Rotary phone.
Right.
Phone, yeah.
All right, let's get into the interview, man. We got a special guest today, man. He's an entrepreneur, a professional boxer, holding a record of 5-2-1 with 5 KOs. So that tells you what? He knocking you out. Born from Toccoa, Georgia, now resides in Pearland, Texas. Newly sponsored Brockbrand clothing athlete. So we appreciate that, letting us join your team. He fights on August 31st versus Joshua Juarez in Laredo, Texas. So we're looking forward to seeing your battle on August 31st. And he's no other than, our good friend, Mr. Eric, the Georgia Muscle Perry, man. Thank you for coming to the show, man. Thank you for coming to the show, man. I see you looked at the light, the production. You said you enjoyed this, huh?
This, yeah.
You digging this? You digging this?
Yeah. Typically, the interview is always done either in the gym. I'm on the road, en route to the gym. So my first time sitting down in the actual studio.
Man, we trying to do it right at the broadcast, man.
That's
We trying to give our audience the right fix. Our producer just changed the cameras just to make sure everything was right. So hey, we trying to get the people some good quality content.
That's right.
So we talked about you being a boxer. Give us a little bit of like a brief rundown on your history and like how you got to boxing.
Yeah, so growing up, you know what I'm saying, I've been fighting since I was 9 years old, but you know what I'm saying, I always wanted to be a boxer. I always wanted to be a pro athlete. You know, growing up in Georgia, you know, Georgia, very much like Texas, is a football state. So
right.
You know, I always wanted to be that pro athlete. So I just always thought I was going to play football.
Yeah.
But heart wasn't really in it like that. Played a little bit, but heart wasn't really in it like that. You know, fighting has always been my thing. So moved to Texas in 2013 and walked into a boxing gym one day. Matter of fact, it was November 2014.
He remembers.
November 2014. Walked into the gym, Savannah Boxing Gym right here in Houston, Texas. And I fought in the Golden Gloves February 2015.
Okay.
Very little training, but I already knew what I was supposed to do. Got in there, ran through all my opponents. My fastest knockout was 36 seconds.
That's crazy.
My slowest knockout was 16 seconds in the second round.
Damn. Okay.
So, got in there and just got straight to the point.
Yeah.
Golden Glove champ first shot, and then just kind of kept going from there. Was supposed to turn pro back in 2017. Ended up not doing it. So I had a break from 2017 to 2020.
Yeah.
Where I had my pro debut February 29th, right before COVID.
Yeah.
So you know, I should have had more pro fights by then, but of course COVID slowed a lot of things down.
Slowed everything down.
So,
Stopped the world.
Yeah, stopped the world basically. You know. So, but I'm just still fortunate to be here, putting hands on people.
Yeah.
They're putting hands on people.
I love that
put
statement.
the paws on them.
Hey, put the paws on them. Who was your favorite boxer that you watched growing up?
One of my favorites growing up was James Toney. Huge James Toney fan.
Okay.
I was a big fan of Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. These are some of the guys that I watched because they're on the shorter side, much like myself. I'm a heavyweight, 5'10", 260 pounds. So you know, they gave me a lot of. They kind of gave the blueprint. You know, how to move your head, get to the inside, and get busy. You know?
Yeah. So when you went into these Golden Gloves, so you walk into the gym November, you didn't have no training for boxing, but you love to fight. Is that right?
Yeah. So I had no formal boxing training other than, you know, Boys and Girls Club with your boys.
Yeah.
You know, with the gloves on, about to kill each other. But I had no formal training outside of that. Walked into the gym with just some dog in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just some dog in me, willing to learn and listen to anyone that's been here before me, and got out there and got the job done.
How was that? How was walking into the gym? You know, because it's like that first day of school, and you know you really don't got no training, but you just want to show like what you got. Like, how was that first little piece of experience of going into that boxing gym and like really showing what you had?
When I first walked in that gym, I definitely walked in with the attitude of, I got something to prove in him.
Yeah.
You know, got something to prove in him. And it was a good friend of mine's, Darlington Aga, Big Cheat. That's my guy right there.
Okay,
you know,
shout out to Big Cheat.
Yeah, shout out to Big Cheat, man. And he was one of those guys that just kind of took me under his wing a little bit. He seen that I had some dog in me, but kind of kept me on the course. Like, hey, man, you know, you don't have to do all the extra stuff. Just get the job done.
Yeah.
Learn the job first. That way you can get the job done properly. You know, fighting only takes you so far in boxing. You know, at some point you got to learn how to jab.
Right.
You know, at some point you got to.
Right.
So especially being a shorter guy, because he's considered a shorter heavyweight as well, but I've always been a big fan of him, you know. So and it's just crazy walking in the gym and you're seeing these guys that you see on TV or you see them fighting and then you walk in the gym and you see them in there.
Yeah.
And then you become good friends with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how it went down, man.
Yeah.
Walked in, I just learned something.
What was it like your first time ever getting into a fight? Was you like middle school, elementary, whatever? Was that a point where you was like, maybe this might be something I'm good at?
Oh man, so I'm 9 years old.
Okay.
You know, we lived in a neighborhood in Toccoa, Georgia called Ridgecrest. And, you know, the Boys and Girls Club. I think everyone's had a fight at the Boys and Girls Club at some point. And got in there, got into a little scuffle. And I'm nervous because I'm not from this area.
Right.
So everybody in the Boys and Girls Club, they know each other.
Okay,
they all know each other. So, you know, you ain't trying to do something stupid, get jumped on. Got chased home. Actually, got chased home. You know, they chased me probably about 100 yards. You know, got chased to the crib, man.
Okay.
Walked home. I saw my mama, and she was like, you know, if you don't do something about it, you got to see him tomorrow.
Right. You got to run home every day.
And they're gonna remember you as the guy that ran yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mama, you must be crazy. I ain't going back down there with them.
Right.
So ended up going back. And of course, just like my mama said, you know, they're gonna remember you as the guy that ran yesterday.
Right.
Man, I picked up that pool stick, I swung. And I hit one, and they all jumped on me. It was probably about maybe 10 on 1. I'm 9 years old. I'm a kid, bro.
Yeah,
you know?
All kids, right?
Yeah, I'm a kid, you know, and they all kids. And I want to say probably the oldest one was probably around 15 years old. You know, so I got jumped by young adults at this point, you know? You know, and when you start hitting people and they start falling, you start learning, okay, I might be pretty decent at this thing. You know what I mean? So I kind of developed a reputation in my city, in my neighborhood, in my school as someone that not only can he fight, he's not afraid to fight. You know, kind of walked around with a little chip on my shoulder. I've just been someone that was just never afraid of the confrontation. And that's what happens, especially with the kids. Most people are not afraid to fight; they're afraid of the confrontation before the fight.
Right.
You know, but once you start swinging, you know what I'm saying? You're in
It's like
fight.
you're survival mode. Then
At this point now, you got to get the job done. So, so transitioning from street fighting to boxing, it kind of really was kind of awkward for me because now I'm like, you know, I can't figure out how to turn the aggression off, you know, because when you feel like you're losing,
now you want to,
you know what I'm saying? You start going crazy, you know.
You lose your composure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you start trying to fight to survive and not realizing that, you know, you got to stick to the script. You know, you got to stick to the script, keep that jab working, you know, versus, you know, Mr. Savannah used to call it going swimming. Going swimming. You just windmilling.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much.
You know what's crazy, man? Listening to you say you got in your first fight when you was 9 years old. I didn't get into my first real, like, fight until I was 16, 17 years old in high school. A dude pushed me into, I don't want to say his name. It was in high school at Milby, bro. We at Milby. I'm getting ready for football practice. I got my shoulder pads on, practice pants. But I got on tennis shoes because when you walk and you play football in high school, the floors in the locker room are cement. So it's like polished. So the cleats are slippery. So you wear your tennis shoes until then you put your cleats on. So he come in, he upset about something, right? I see him. He walk in, he looking for me, but he walked back out. So I was like, oh, and me and him were cool. So then he come back in the locker room. He's like, hey, bro, I heard you been talking mess about me behind my back. But I'm thinking he joking, right? Because me and you cool. We got like 3 classes together. Yeah. He like, no. He's like, you know, we had some words. He pushed me. And we had like a basket in the locker room where we had like a gray shirt and gray shorts that we wear for walkthroughs on Fridays. I go flying into the basket. And it's like 6 people. And I'm like, bro, at the time I was like the best player on our team. Most popular dude out of school. So everybody, the 5 or 6 people in the locker room, I look at them, I'm on a basket, it's shit all over my head. I'm like, they looking at me like in a
right, like what you gonna do, right?
So I'm shook. I'm like, oh, what? I know this motherfucker ain't just push me.
Right.
So I get up, and then he taking his backpack off. I slide my shoulder pads off, and then I was like, bro, I know you didn't. And then after that, I just saw red. Blood was everywhere, but it wasn't mine. His nose leaking. It was just like some players broke us up, bro, and it was my first time ever fighting in high school, bro. I don't even remember, like, what I did. Like, I don't remember nothing. I just remember him having a bloody nose, and I just, bro, like you said, I went, because I was embarrassed. I fought more because I was embarrassed more than anything, bro, versus him, like, having a confrontation with me. I just felt like, oh, this motherfucker just embarrassed me in front of people. Right. So now, like, I got to go now, like. Because I can't get up and then I feel like I'm weak if I just be like, nah, bro, now you got to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Nah, I'm be honest with you. I got a story that'll one up that story, but it's my loss. I think I'm 1-5 and 3 in fights. I ain't won a lot, bro. I don't win a lot in fights. I don't get my ass beat a lot, you know, but I ain't win a lot in my little school fights. So I think the first like real altercation I was in middle school on the bus, right? So I had a little girlfriend on the bus, and she was semi-popular or whatever. So I went to a charter school where I felt like most of the kids in there was in there for like being bad, behavioral, situations and things. So my mama sent me there because they had a bus that went through all the hood and would take you to school and take you back. So to her, it was like, okay, this is a good deal. I ain't got to take y'all to school. I can go to work, da-da-da-da. So she didn't know it was criminals in here, So I'm in here, innocent old me is in this charter school with these. I ain't gonna say criminals, but they were behavioral students, right? So I'm in the school. I'm on the bus. My girl's talking, and she's fussing with this guy in the front, and I'm like, I'm oblivious because I'm just like, it's a girl and the guy talking. They kind of just bickering, It's banter, just back and forth, right? So I'm chilling, My girl, her bus stop come up. She get off the bus, right? So I'm like, okay, they done talking. So I'm just chilling, bro. I'm sitting on the back of the bus, literally looking out the window or whatever. So I see this dude, he like, I can see him now. I picture the story, like the whole visual now. I seen him wrapping something around his hand, like in the front of the bus, and I'm like, what is he wrapping his hand for? Like, what are we doing? Like, we're on the bus,
That boy can't fight.
Hey, so I'm sitting in the seat. And I'm just like, I'm peeping like, damn, he wrapping his hand up. He must have hurt his hand on something. So I'm looking out the window, and then all of a sudden, like, he rushed to the back, and he was like, why your chick talking? I'm like, what you talking about? And then I think, like, when he said it again, he was like, why your girl talking? And I was like, what? Before I can say what happened, he hit me with the quickest 3-4 piece. I had my glass that cut my shit up. I was leaking. And it was one of the moments where it's like, I knew I ain't want to fight this dude, but I had to act like I wanted to, so I had to let him get grabbed first. Then I kind of got up. Hey, bro, what you know what I'm saying? I wait till somebody grab him, then I get up. Hey, man, what you doing, bro? I'm trying to take off my stuff like I'm about to do something. Oh, for sure, bro. I would have got my ass whooped. They would have let him go, man. Thank y'all. Whoever's on that bus, y'all held him back. Y'all the real MVPs, bro. But that shit, that's so funny. I just kept getting my ass whipped. I don't know why. But I can't whip my ass now. Hey, talk to us about, we talked about, boxing. Who was your favorite boxer growing up?
I said, growing up, I was a big fan of James Toney, Mike Tyson, like Roy Jones, because there was some of the fighters that was we're all around the same height.
Right,
about
right.
5'10". So I'm a heavyweight myself, 5'10", 260. These guys right here, they were short, but they kind of wrote the blueprint on how to fight the taller guys. You know what I'm saying? So these were the guys that I watched growing up, and I tried my best to mimic them as best I could. But they the GOATs for the reason.
Right.
Right. They the GOATs for the reason.
I don't mean to cut you off, because while we on the topic of your favorite boxer, do you feel like that thing that Roy Jones did, moving up in all those weight classes and being a champion, do you think that could ever be duplicated again?
Man, I believe that it could, because one, the older you get, naturally you're going to gain more weight. Naturally you're going to gain more weight. Roy Jones Jr. is probably one of the most naturally gifted fighters. Like, he could have become a world champion without actual boxing training. He just got hands like that.
Yeah.
Right.
He's the type of dude you don't want to fight in that parking lot over there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
He really going to run you up through there. You know what I'm saying? So I believe there's someone like, it just happens naturally. You're going to naturally gain more weight. But gaining weight in boxing is typically a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna say in any physical sport, weight gain is a bad thing. But I believe that he could have. As a matter of fact, James Toney was another one. James Toney was someone that never trained. He just sparred all the time.
Right.
And he went up like maybe 4 weight divisions. And he fought he won titles, and I think he won titles as a heavyweight. So coming all the way up from like a middleweight, or a welterweight, and he was really just that good. Some people just naturally got the hands. I'm not gonna say that I'm that naturally gifted, but I know how to get the job done. Just being a quick thinker, you have to be quick. You can fight the same person 3 times, and you will fight them 3 different ways. As a matter of fact, every round is different. Right. Every round could be different.
Right.
So you have to just be able to make your adjustments quick, and but as far as it being duplicated again, I think it could be, but
In that fashion,
I don't know. I'm not sure. Because if anyone could do it, I'm gonna say if anyone could do it, As a matter of fact, we have someone that did it. Pacquiao did it. Manny Pacquiao did it. He didn't go up all the way up to heavyweight, but he did it. You have.
I want to say Canelo, but I don't
Canelo.
know.
Because I watch boxing off and on, but the people who I kind of like was taking hold to because they my homies is Devontae Williams and Highland Williams.
Yep, I know both of them. I know both of them, and they're like that. As a matter of fact, they both were fighting in this league called Team Combat League.
Yeah.
Team Combat League is actually the evolution of boxing at this point now.
Okay.
With all of the YouTube boxers coming out and all this other stuff, boxing, we're watching boxing, evolve in real time.
Yeah.
So now, when you got things like Devontae and Lil Sid, his daddy Sid, they are fighting in this league where it is 1 round, maybe 2 rounds, and it's a team sport. We could all be on the same team. You fight 1 round and get out, win, lose, or draw. I fight a round, you fight a round, and then you just keep switching out. Yeah. Guys and girls on the same team. It's actually really a dope. I think it's a dope concept.
Fire.
Yeah, I think it's a dope concept.
Nah, that is.
Houston has a team right here. Houston has the Houston Hitmen. Man, so many talented fighters on there, and they're all working together. And at the end of they win rounds, still scoring at traditional boxing, 10-9s, 10-8 rounds. And at the end of the fight, it's 24 rounds. At the end of it, they basically just tally up the scorecards.
Okay.
And so
yeah, that's a dope concept.
It's really a dope concept, man. I'm definitely interested in joining it next season.
Okay. You can get in and fight and then kind of still save yourself.
Yeah,
versus going 12, 10, 8, 10, 12 rounds.
Yeah, I think it's going to preserve a lot of fighters too.
Yeah,
right.
Right. I mean, I'm a little on the older side. I'm coming in at 38 years old.
Yeah.
But not old, but old in the sport.
Yes.
I can jump in and go balls to the wall, for 1 3-minute round or maybe 2 3-minute rounds.
Right.
And just kind of save yourself, if I can fight that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think most people can. Some people only fight 1 round, get in there, fight 1 round, and then get out.
Yeah.
And I really think it's just
I think
it could be the
cool
future.
Concept though.
I think it could be the future of boxing. I think it could be because you got YouTube boxers. As a matter of fact, YouTubers. Jake Paul.
Yes.
I actually just saw today on social media they were talking about Jake Paul fighting for a world title. He's never fought a boxer. Well,
right.
He fought 1 boxer and lost.
Right.
But everyone else is MMA fighters or retired fighters.
Bro, I'm tired of seeing Jake Paul headline fights, bro. Like, I'm not taking nothing away from him.
I am.
But I just feel like it's so many people out here, bro, that actually deserve a chance. And you just, because of who you are, now you just get to skip the line. Let me just go ahead and.
He puts a lot of fighters on his undercard. I can respect that part, because there are people that have been putting blood, sweat, and tears for years and will never get to that point.
Right.
But I actually believe also that world titles are going to slowly become a thing. They're just going to become outdated because now everyone's trying to get paid.
Right.
They're more interested in getting paid than becoming a world champion.
Yeah.
When a YouTuber makes more money than world champions, people are going to start changing. They try to blame, they try to call it the Floyd Mayweather effect. Floyd was just someone that just.
But at the end of the day, Floyd handled this. He was still a world champion.
Yep.
Even that's the thing people don't see. Yeah, he got paid, but he was getting paid because of what he was doing in the sport of boxing. You can't just go in there and think like, all right, well, I'm gonna be fancy and then they're gonna pay me. No, bro, this man was putting belts around his waist.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
No, facts. What was your wake up moment in boxing? Have you ever had like a wake up moment where you were just like, oh shit, like that surprised you, or like a funny sparring moment or a sparring moment that woke you up? Have you had any one of those?
Not yet.
Okay.
I can't say not yet. My first professional loss, I fought Antonio Morales. He was not my original opponent. My original opponent was like 6'2", right? These are typically the guys that I see. Antonio Morales came in 6'9". And
what?
Yeah, 6'9", man. Tall, 6'9", and he's left-handed. So they were like, you don't have to take this fight if you don't want because he wasn't your original opponent.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, suit that boy up. You know what I'm saying? We'll run it with anybody, But I kind of, old school term, kind of started smelling myself a little bit. I trained and trained and trained, but I just didn't really take nutrition seriously.
Okay.
Nutrition is a really, really major part in boxing. You know, I didn't really take it as seriously. So I went into that fight heavy, 285 pounds. He's 6'9", like 260 something, maybe 265, and you know, ready for this fight. I mean, I was in cardio shape, but I guess aesthetically, I didn't really look that part.
Right.
So got in there, jumped in the fight, and was doing really, really well. And then all of a sudden, ran out of gas. And I ended up losing the fight. You know, I lost because I was tired, but I lost nonetheless.
Right.
I would say that was probably my wake-up moment right there. I could say that would be a wake-up moment because now I'm like, I really want to run it back with him. You know? But now I got to get to the back of the line now. You know what I'm saying? I'll see you again. I'll see you again. You know, and I mean, he was a cool guy. You know, people think that boxers all hate each other for some reason. You know, I'm like, man, some of these dudes hang out. You jump in camps with them. You spar together. It's a sport, bro. You know, I don't hate you. I'm not wishing anything bad on you or your family, nothing like that.
Right.
But at the sports side of it, I'll see you again. You know, and next time I'm gonna be ready. Yeah. Because in the fight, I was touching him a lot at 6'9". I was touching him a lot.
Because this was your fight on Top Rank, right?
That was my fight on Top Rank.
And how tall are you for the people so they know?
Yes, I'm 5'10", 260 pounds right now.
Right. Have you ever been knocked out?
I have never been knocked out.
Okay.
So the fight with Antonio Morales is listed as a knockout. But that's because I didn't beat the count.
No, I mean I'm talking about like put to sleep.
Like
put to sleep.
Nah,
I've never been
technical. When they put down knockout, I don't give. I'm talking about when you on the ground and then you don't know where you at no more. It's because the reason why I asked is because I was going to ask you like, what is that feeling like when you come to, but you don't know. So
I've never been knocked out.
I just saw. Have you seen that fight? It was a recent viral video when some guy got knocked out and he was so done. Like, he was so out of there, he started fighting the ref. He didn't even know where he was at.
I want to say
the ref was like, "Hold on, bro."
I want to say he was an African guy. I actually think he ended up passing away or something. I believe. I believe he ended up passing away. This is another. I would say the dark side of boxing that people don't think about.
Right.
Dehydration. These guys that have to kill themselves to make weight. I mean, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying it's just the nature of the sport, you know. And people that try to fight in lower weight divisions, like I said, the older you get, you're going to naturally begin to gain more weight. And if you are a natural 152, but you're fighting at 135, you can imagine that your body is completely dry at this point. You know, I've seen videos, and I've actually been at weigh-ins, and guys had to be helped up to go stand on the scale because they're just completely done. But then when you see them the next day, they full. You know what I'm saying? They full. You know, they don't went and got a steak. Probably don't went and had an IV or something. And they all right.
My whole thing with that is, like I said, I'm not really that knowledgeable when it comes to boxing. What's the point of me weighing in before the fight and just to fight 20 pounds heavier?
I don't know. It's, again, everything's contractual. You know what I'm saying? Right. So if we're gonna fight at 135, you got to meet me at 135.
But I'm saying I'm not fighting you at 135.
Well, you're fighting at the contracted weight of 135.
Okay, so but I'm saying I kind of hear them say some people they put on weight after they weigh in. How does that work?
Yeah, that's typical. If you come in, just using 135 as an example, you weigh in at 135. After that, man, go get a steak in the system and go get like an IV and just get back to himself. Yeah. He'll come in at 150.
Right.
And he'll be huge at that point.
How is that fair though? Like, I don't feel like this. What's the point of me weighing it? Like, I don't get. What's the point of me stepping on this scale just for me to fight? Like, I don't give a like. What's the?
I guess there's always gonna be that. There's always gonna be that advantage. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's just always gonna be the advantage, but. The objective is for you to make the weight at 135.
Right.
You have to make that weight. If you come in at 150, then you come in at 150. But as long as you get to 135. And people, I would say, I'll use Lomachenko as an example. Lomachenko is, in my opinion, a 135-pound fighter.
Okay.
But he fights small. He fights at 123 pounds. So when he finally moved up, he fought Teofimo Lopez.
Yes.
Not only are these guys naturally heavier, they're also naturally taller. Right. They hit harder. The bigger they get, the harder they punch. And he got in there and fought Teofimo Lopez, and it took him 7 rounds to get started. And Teofimo Lopez was coasting to a victory.
Right,
You know, he was
right,
coasting
by
to a
that time.
victory. And then by the time he kind of started finding his rhythm, because Lomachenko is another naturally gifted fighter, it's too late. You're too far
Right.
behind on the scorecard.
Right.
You got to knock him out at this point.
Yeah.
But does he carry the weight to knock somebody out?
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, I'm a natural heavyweight. I carry natural punching power in both hands. I can only imagine what I would be like if I got down to 200 pounds.
Right.
I would probably end up killing myself trying to get to 200 pounds. You know, so I fight where I'm comfortable.
Right.
That's the best part about being a heavyweight. But the other guys, the other weight divisions, don't have that luxury. You fight, if they say 123 or they say 135, you have to make that weight. And then you're going to have to, the rest is on you at that point. You know, the rest is on you.
So so for the viewers out there, when y'all do the weight, you step on the scale at 135, right? And then when I step into the ring, I could be 150.
Yep. All legit.
That's crazy.
It's just boxing.
It's just boxing,
That's just
yeah.
boxing.
You know?
That's crazy how that work. Talk to us about your top 5 boxers right now. Not the old school days. Right now, who are your top 5 boxers right now?
My top 5 right now. Let's see here. Tank Davis.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Tank.
Okay.
Shakur Stevenson.
Okay.
Real big fan of Shakur. Bigger guys, you know what I'm saying? I like Alexander Usyk.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. You know, he just beat Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate this, but Deontay Wilder.
Okay.
Well, I am a Wilder guy, man. I am a Wilder guy.
The Bomb Squad.
The Bomb Squad, the Bronze Bomb. I'm a Wilder
this
guy.
day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right.
I would say probably number 5 would probably be.
It's tough.
I'll throw Devin Haney in there. I'll put Devin Haney in there.
Devin over Ryan Garcia?
I'll put Devin Haney over Ryan Garcia. You know,
Wow.
I mean, they call him the Dream for a reason. You know,
Yeah.
You know, some guys when I pick my fighters, I pick my fighters based off of their actual skill set.
Okay.
Not
okay.
off of wins or losses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great fighters that got losses on their records. As a matter of fact, every great fighter has lost at least once. Right. Muhammad Ali has been put to sleep before. You know, Tyson has been put to sleep before. But it doesn't take away from when I see them. I see great talent. When I look at them, and I like, man, I love the way they throw hooks or something. Some people just have really great footwork. There's a fighter that goes by the name of Emmanuel Augustus, the drunken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They call him Ja. You know what I'm saying? The drunken monkey. You know what I'm saying? The man, I think he has more losses than wins. But he was a naturally gifted fighter, and he was someone. He's never won a world title. I don't even think he's ever been a title contender. But when you see him fight, you just can't help but love it. You know, you just can't help but love it. He really get out there and he showcases skill. He's just someone that's having fun doing what he do.
Yeah.
He's just having fun.
Yeah.
It's another fighter, a new fighter, Ben Whitaker or whatever his name
Ben
is.
Whitaker is another one,
UK.
yeah.
He fights kind of
Great
like that
showmanship.
drunken.
Yeah.
You know.
Fighting with his hands down.
Did you watch the Shakur Stevenson fight?
Which one? The most
recent
one?
one.
The most recent one? Yeah, I watched it. What did you think about it? You didn't watch it? You must have been training. Don't worry about it.
The most recent fight, I'm trying to think who he just
It was a
fought.
couple of weeks ago.
No, I don't even think I watched it.
Yeah,
Okay,
don't
so
worry
look,
about
and
it.
you didn't even hear about it, right?
Nah.
So now that's been a thing over the internet, right?
Yeah.
So everybody was talking about how boring the fight was,
Right.
and obviously,
actually, yeah. No,
Yes,
I did not
yes,
watch
yes,
that fight.
right.
I actually did not watch that fight because I like Shakur Stevenson as a fighter. I ain't got nothing against the man. You know, he actually
Right.
trains right here in Houston.
Right, yes.
Good fighter, but he is sticking to the script. His objective is to win.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
He's not here to take any punishment for your entertainment.
Right.
I can respect that, but it makes you a type of fighter. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like you look at
right.
the clock,
Yeah.
waiting to go. You know.
Yeah.
But great technician. I like that he's such a technical fighter, but he's not going to take a chance.
Yes.
And
and with that, so a lot of people on social media was dogging him because they're like, bro, bro, I don't want to see this shit. This shit boring. And Jay Prince, so Mason Cameron, it is what it is on that show. Shout out to them. Mace said something. They was kind of talking about how whack, how he was fighting and shit.
Right.
And Jay Prince responded. So they like, bro, you 60 years old. Like, why are you coming at us? Like, you can't tell me what I can't and can't like, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a thing that's been going on a lot in social media. And Mason and Cameron was like, bro, like, No, I don't care who you are, Jay Prince. Like, you not changing my opinion. That was a whack ass fight, and that is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it is what it is because it is. I mean, he was great technician.
He's a great technician.
But it's not as.
But people not saying he can't fight. That's the thing.
Yeah, no one's saying he
when
can't
you say
fight.
the fight boring, people start. I guess he felt some type of way because he was like, you can get the strap. You can. He was hot, but it's like we not saying that you can't fight. It's the how you fight. But I feel like people got spoiled on watching Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather. When you see them type of fighters and you see Tank and they showing off and they doing all this stuff, we get spoiled. I feel like people didn't got spoiled on stuff like that. So now when you see somebody who go in there and I'm done.
You know, I would say, man, as a boxing fan myself, also as a professional boxer, boxing fans are probably some of the flakiest people in the world. You know, they're just I'm gonna say sports fans in general, they just flaky. You know what I'm saying? So with that, a lot of people want to see that rock'em sock'em robot type of thing. This is why you'll see people in the comment section talking about we going to UFC. You know,
right?
They're looking for the brawl. You know, but George Foreman, being right from Houston, shout out to George.
Yeah, shout out to
George Foreman. You know, Big George. He said, man, boxing is like jazz. The better it is, the more people hate it. You know, the objective of the game is to hit and not get hit. You know, and although it might not be a beautiful thing, sometimes I could actually watch a fight, and even though it's not as action packed, you can be like, this is actually a good fight.
Yeah,
you know? But sometimes if you're just tapping and moving, and moving, man, I'm going to the kitchen real quick. You know what I'm saying? I might end up sliding to the bedroom, go to sleep. You know, but that's where Shakur is, and it's not like Shakur ain't got no dog in him. It's gonna take someone to bring that dog out of him. I would like to see Shakur Stevenson versus someone like Pitbull Cruz. Someone like Pitbull Cruz is gonna bring the fight to you. So that boxing ring is only so big. You know, you can only run for so long.
Right, exactly.
You know, Pitbull fought Tank, and it was giving Tank a run for his money.
You think Tank and Shakur ever fight?
Man.
It's been a lot of back and forth.
5 or 10 years from now before fights happen. And I think that's another thing that kind of makes people so tired with boxing in general, because now there's so many belts. You can have 4 different world champions and they'll never fight each other.
Right.
You know, the example I always use was Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. That we waited forever for that fight. Wilder is essentially on his way out. You know, and now Anthony Joshua is like, yo, I'll fight him.
Right.
Man, you should have fought that dude literally 10 years ago.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
But, you know, everything is business.
You feel like that's what happened with Pacquiao and Floyd?
Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah.
No,
prime example.
The Pacquiao, it was actually his coach at the time, Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach actually went on record saying that the reason the fight didn't happen is because Pacquiao refused to take the beta test. You know what I'm saying? He refused to take the drug test.
Okay, gotcha.
So when he decided not to do that, the fight wasn't going to happen. You know, Floyd hasn't been the B-side since he fought Oscar De La Hoya. You know? So if he say this is what it is, then this is just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, my current fight, I'm a B-side fighter. Whether you A-side or B-side, if you can fight, you can fight.
Right.
Get the job
So
done.
tell people, what does that mean, like A-side, B-side?
A-side is essentially you kind of call the shots.
Okay.
You might have to go into someone's backyard. Like the dude I'm fighting is from Laredo, and I'm going to Laredo. You know, I'm collecting a dub in Laredo.
Right.
It is
Come on
what
now.
it is.
Come on
you know?
now.
Yeah.
So it's just what it is. The B side, you have to play ball on their terms, and you may not like it, but you know
It is what it is.
become A side.
Yeah. Right.
Win and
right.
become A side.
Yeah.
Right.
When you win and become A side, now everyone has to meet you on your terms. You know, so it's just what it is.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. You know, so
Speaking on that, what continues to motivate you to get in the ring? Like, what drives you every day? Because I can say for me, in my, just playing football, I got to year 11, and it kind of got a little easier, and I wasn't, as nervous going into games, so it kind of, I felt like I lost the passion for the game. So for you, being, you say 38, still boxing, knowing boxing is, I don't want to say a young man's game, but, it's for the younger men. Like, what continues to motivate you to step in that ring?
I like to fight. I like to fight. I always said, if I ever wake up one day and boxing begins to feel like a chore, at that point I'll walk away.
Okay.
Because then you're looking at going in there getting yourself hurt.
Right.
You know,
right.
It takes one punch, and like I say, heavyweights, to get punched by someone that knows how to throw a punch, it can cut your career short. You know, so I still like to fight. I still got that fire. I want a rematch with Antonio Morales. I want another rematch with Dante Stone. Those are my only 2 professional losses. I want to fight those guys again. It may or may not happen, you know.
Right.
If it doesn't happen, I could say that I put my best foot forward to make it happen.
Right.
And again, you know, I'm not going to be upset about it because sometimes it just don't happen, you know. But if they call me right now and said, hey, man, we got a fight coming up this day, hey, send the contract. I have it back to you by the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
But that's what continues to drive me. I just love the fight.
Speaking on your opponents, right? Before you find out when you're gonna fight somebody, right? You find out who that opponent is. When you're training, do you watch film?
Absolutely, absolutely. Know your enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's the first rule of any war. You know what I'm saying? Know who you're fighting. Know who you're going up against. You know, learn them. You know, I want to know what he ate for breakfast. I want to know everything I can know about this guy.
So you're watching film every day until leading up to the fight, or how do you like?
I'll probably watch film maybe 2 or 3 times a week on it.
Okay.
And I watch the film to kind of keep me motivated on what I'm going to do. You know, again, just knowing what I got to do when I'm training, when I'm sparring, knowing what I need. You know, because every fight is not going to require the same tools.
Yeah.
You know, so you could beat someone with a jab. Sometimes you might be able to just outbox somebody. You know, sometimes you might have to, you know, take it back to the streets on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've had my fights where it was 0% boxing. It was 100% scrap. You know, and it just you know, you got to handle your business that way. You know? But you know, I'm fortunate that I can actually do both. You know, and you know, I got a good chin. I got a lot of heart when it comes to fighting. But if I ever woke up and like I said, I lost that passion. Then I'll probably just like at this point I'm good. You know, I don't mind stepping out the way and letting my son. You know what I'm saying? My son coming up in amateur boxing. My son Malachi, shout out to my son Malachi.
Shout out Malachi.
Proud of you, boy. You know,
yes, sir.
My man came down here, 288 pounds. He's now 220.
Come on, man.
Training with his dad right here, Square Business Boxing Gym. Training with his dad, and he's getting ready for his first amateur fight. And I'll just move out of the way and let that man take over, you know. And now I have the experience and I have the knowledge. If you do this, this is what's going to happen. Your lifestyle outside the ring takes over inside the ring. So if you partying, staying up late, video games, smoking, drinking, whatever, women, all this other stuff, it's definitely going to play its part on the inside of the ring, you know. So
it's crazy because I was just gonna ask you, like, what can you speak on the discipline it takes to be a boxer? Like, what it, you know, people don't understand. Like you said, like it's not a seasonal thing. Boxing ain't a seasonal thing. You got to be ready all year. Can you speak to like the discipline it takes?
So fights like that or situations like this, we're human. We all lose motivation sometimes. You know, sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed. You know. Remember why you started. That's the best advice I'll give anybody. Remember why you started. What is your goal? You know, do you want to be a world champion? Are you trying to make money? Are you just trying to connect with different people? Or some people I started off boxing by wanting to get in shape. You know? And it turns into a career. But the discipline it takes to keep this thing going is just remembering why you started. Remembering why you started plays a major role in it. Like I said, for me, I just like to fight. That right there is more than enough motivation for me. You know,
Facts.
I get up and go to the gym in the morning and you know, touch on some bags, maybe spar a little bit or something like that. And I also like to coach. So when I go down to the gym, I see other fighters that are fighting. I'll get in there and hold the hand pads with them. I give them the knowledge that I know. You know, another thing that people don't know is that I'm 100% self-trained. I train myself. You know, again, I can now turn boxing on and off.
So okay, explain that then. Like a typical, so you getting ready for a fight. So now you waking up in the morning, go from there.
Wake up in the morning, have my little oatmeal and bananas. You know, drinking a whole ton of water.
And is that something you do every day leading up into the fight?
For the most part, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, most part.
So you try to keep it the same?
Yeah, I try to keep it the same. I have my days where I do my fasted cardio, where I'll wake up and I'll go do wind sprints. I won't even go to the gym. I'll go do wind sprints on an empty stomach, and then after that, I'll eat something afterwards.
Okay.
You know, but I'll wake up, go to the gym, train. I don't even need an alarm to wake me up. I just wake up. My body's on like an internal clock, like clockwork, and I get up, go to the gym, train. If I do not eat that morning, I won't spar. I'm not gonna spar on an empty stomach, but I'll go hit the bag, shadow box a little bit, leave there, go to the field, wind sprints. It's always wind sprints.
That's crazy.
Wind sprints is a consistent thing, you know.
Yeah.
Go get my wind sprints in, and then go relax for the rest of the day. You know, later on in the evening, I'll do my strength conditioning. Like I said, I run a business, Square Business boxing gym. I'll train sometimes with the people that I'm training. I'll do like some light sparring with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're new, so they're not really a threat. You know, but ultimately I'm just a body in front of them.
Right.
But you know, I'm working with them, and we'll do our strength conditioning, weightlifting together, things like that.
Do you lift heavy?
I do not lift heavy.
Oh, okay. So
I
it's just
don't
to
really lift
keep
anything
you
over
in-
45 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing
Is
over
there a
45.
reason? Is there a reason?
Muscle is heavy.
Okay.
Yeah, muscle is heavy. You know, I always tell people there's a reason why you don't see bodybuilders boxing.
Right.
You
It
know,
is.
I mean, bodybuilders can box,
Yeah.
but there's a reason why bodybuilders don't box.
Right.
And that's why people say bodybuilders are always so slow. They move so
They're
big
slow.
ass dudes move so
Yeah,
slow.
they stiff. You know, they're super stiff. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He's a club bouncer, and I said, man, he's huge. He's
Right.
like 6'7". You know what I'm saying? He's a huge dude. And I was like, man, if I'm gonna be if I'm gonna have bouncers around me, I'm trying to get boxers around me. You know,
Right,
I'm not
right.
all weight divisions.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
'Cause them the ones that's gonna sleep you.
Yeah.
You know, them the ones gonna sleep you.
You hardly ever see a bouncer that really just got hands like that. I'm not saying, but because a lot of times they sneaking people. A lot of
That's
times
funny,
they
though.
either sneaking somebody or they just, you know what I'm saying, they
muscle,
man
yeah,
or
muscle,
somebody.
big-
You never
yeah.
see
big
no
body.
bouncer just getting out there and just
Yeah.
tapping somebody like that. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, I never thought about it like that, bro. You just made me realize something.
Yeah. I mean, I've been asked to be a club bouncer before, and I was like, nah, man. I don't know if I
What rapper was that? His bodyguard got knocked out and he didn't know it. They was walking like through an airport and his bodyguard got knocked out behind. Damn, bro, was that Future? Because the video went viral.
Fam.
They
He
were
was
just
wa-
saying
they
they
was
were just
walking.
talking about Rick Ross and he was in
That's what I was
Canada.
thinking about. I
He
was
was
thinking
in
about
Canada and his crew and a couple of his homeboys got knocked out because they got jumped and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I don't know. It
He
might be
say,
a
man,
little
you
bit
quit
of that.
on me. You come back to work. You quit. What you talking about? When your back hit the ground, you quit, bro. I'm sorry. That's it. No, if you my bodyguard and your back hit the ground, bro, I'm done, bro. You quit
You
on me.
can't protect me.
Completely
Because you
turned
can't
off.
protect
Right.
me, bro. What
What you gonna protect me from?
I'd rather have my homeboys around me.
Right. No,
I
facts.
can
No,
go get a little
facts.
poo-poo them.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to us about the mental state you got to get into before a fight. Like, I remember, before a game, I'm listening to my music, focusing on, my plays, making sure I know what plays are coming. I know my left, rights, whatever, where the blitzes are coming from. Like, how does a boxer get prepared? Because it ain't nobody but you in there. You can't count on nobody but you. If you have a bad performance, is because you had a bad performance. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get your mind ready to go into the ring?
You know, I think about my opponent every day. Every day. That's another thing. Another reason why I get up and I go train the way I train. I think about him every day. I think about him beating me. I think about losing. I think about explaining to my kids why I lost. You know, being embarrassed. You know, it keeps me in a sharp state of mind. You know what I'm saying? It keeps me sharp. The mentality is legitimately kill or be killed, eat or be eaten. You know, there can only be one winner.
Right.
You know? So my mentality is always get the job done.
Right.
My objective is to win. Like I said, I will turn the boxing off and go straight back to scrapping.
Right.
You know, if that's what I got to do, then that's what I'm gonna do.
How do you do that with like, say if you got a guy who's hella nice in a ring, he's been nice to you the whole time leading up to the fight. How do you
those
get
guys.
to?
I hate those guys. I fought a guy once, man, and after the weigh-in, he walked up to me and said, "Hey, man, where do I get something to eat around here?" Man, if you don't get away from me, bro.
Yeah,
If you don't get away from me,
I'm
man,
trying to hate you for,
you know,
for
I
12
mean,
rounds.
come on, man, move. He was like following me around, trying to talk to me, like, "Hey, man, are you from here?" I'm just ignoring him. Like, man, don't say nothing, man. Don't say nothing. Let me throw a rock at him or something.
You
what I'm
know,
saying?
like,
Make
get
him
away
run,
from
you
me,
know?
bro.
But man, my man was, I mean, these guys that are, sometimes I think they just try to do it to get in your head.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it because they don't want you. They're legitimately scared of you. They're scared of you the same way. They're scared of me the same way I'm afraid of them. You know, a guy at the weigh-in looked at me in my eyes during the face-off, and he said, "Hey, don't go too hard on me."
What?
And
what?
No pause.
Right? Hey.
I just turned around and walked off.
Hey.
Man, I'm trying to break your jaw in here.
Right,
Man.
you know what I mean?
We
We boxing. What are you
know,
talking
don't
about?
go too easy on me, man. I mean, don't go too hard on me. So I'm like, man, nah. You have to turn the feelings off.
Yeah.
You have to turn the feelings off. I have fought a friend before. Now, this was in the amateurs. I fought a bunch of friends in the amateurs. But you got to turn the feelings off because I might be feeling this one way, and I'm just going to go easy on him, and he might try to take my head off in him.
Right,
you know?
right.
I turn the feelings off.
Anybody?
And-
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Anybody ever trying to embarrass you at a weigh-in?
Fortunately, I've never had that happen. You know, I've never had that happen. I'm not with the. Man, kill the theatrics, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get up here and push me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to tell me that you're sleeping with my lady. Or nothing. You ain't got to go that route.
Like, why?
We see each other tomorrow.
Right.
Just relax. You know.
Yeah.
You seen a video where the dude that was doing a weigh-in, he was eating a banana.
No, I did not see that. I don't even want to watch that.
That dude slapped the shit.
I saw that video. He slapped him, bro. He slapped him. You know.
Hey.
I actually hope I never had that happen to me.
Hey,
man.
Mike, I'm going to send you the video, bro. This dude walked up to the weigh-in, bro. He eat the banana. Man, that dude was Hey, that fucking banana went flying. He slapped the dog shit out of him, bro.
But you can't tell me, like, guys with the antics, say you got, like, right now, it's the Ryan Garcia. He's selling fights with his antics. You know, like, he might be a little, you know,
on that level, I can understand that part. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to sell this fight. You know what I'm saying? You have to sell this fight.
Right.
You know, the level that I'm on right now, I'm climbing the ranks. So the level I'm on right now, man, we don't need all the theatrics, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Weigh in. I typically hold my hand out. I shake their hand. You know what I'm saying? Because that right there lets you know there ain't no bad blood.
Right.
But, bro, I'm coming full speed ahead. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you're ready. 260
Is there
pounds,
anything
man.
you say? Anything you looking them in their eye? And I know because you could tell, like, they saying something like, you know, it's going to be a long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I'm looking them in their eyes, and I'm just, I can see them. I'm looking into their soul at this point now.
Yeah.
And they're looking back and they're trying to be intimidating.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
stoic.
saying? You know, he trying to be tough. But then I just see you kind of cut your eye a little bit like that. Oh, I got him. He's scared. He's scared now. You know what I'm saying? So now I just got to do the job.
I remember
Right.
Mike Tyson said that he would just stare at him like before the fight or in the weigh-in. He would just keep staring at him because I want to see your soul. I want to stare down into your soul. And if you blink or look away, he said, I got you. Yeah. Nah, I know you lost the fight.
It's the art of intimidation. You know, I know you're afraid. And the fight a lot of times is lost before the fight even starts. I think that's the beauty in the weigh-in. You know, if you got two people that are not afraid of each other, man, you're gonna see fireworks, man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
if somebody's afraid, knockouts happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they nervous. You know,
a prime example of it was just Tank Davis and Frank Martin
when
fight.
He bucked at
when
the
he bucked at him in the weigh-in.
I was like, oh, it's over with.
That weigh-in was classic.
Bruh, it was all the little antics, you know. I watch, I don't know if y'all do. I'm like true boxing fan, so I watch little YouTubers like Showbiz the Adult.
Yeah.
I watch him all the time. So he likes boxing, like all the ins and outs of boxing. So he watches the weigh-ins. He watches, you know, their back fight, you know, past fights and things like that. Yeah. And he was just saying, like, when you got a conference, you know, you doing your little conference, and you got a face off like that, and you got a guy jumping, it told this whole story. Yeah. It's like Gervonta learned something in that little moment of him jumping and him flinching. He learned, like, okay, I can get him to faint. You know, I can get him to jump.
Remember that
out
Kobe
faint.
moment when Rick Barnes was taking the ball out and he pump faked and Kobe faked. He didn't even move.
Didn't even move. Yeah.
Right.
So I was like,
that dog in him.
Yeah.
Got that dog in him. That's what that is.
Let's talk about, your son. I seen that you posted on IG, and you talked about your son a little bit here. He's boxing. How do you feel about your son boxing as you being his father?
Man, I support it 100%. Personally, I think everyone should get punched in the face at least once.
Okay.
It lets you know a few things about yourself.
Yeah.
One, you're not made out of glass. You're not going to get hit and shatter into 1,000 pieces on the street, right? And no matter how big someone is, a lot of times they don't hit nearly as hard as you think they do.
Right.
And you're going to learn that you can take a punch. So I 100% support my son. I have no fear of my son's ability. My son spars with me, and he's another big puncher. He got that Perry blood.
Right.
He's another big puncher. I watched my son stop grown men in sparring. My son, at the time, he was 17 years old. A dude was like 36, and he stopped him in sparring, made him quit.
Do you fan out?
Do
you like fan out? Like, that's my fucking son.
I try to avoid
it. Hey, boy, that's that Perry blood.
I try to avoid it, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely it's definitely,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You go in the back in the restroom.
I don't want to gas him up too much.
No, I'm telling you.
Because then he get too big for himself.
You got great composure, because I'm at the soccer games. My son at the soccer. Hey, get him! Don't let him push you like that. Like I'm in a game. Hey, coach, all the way over there. I'm yelling more than the coach is.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, just your son, your blood. You see him out there. They doing something. You like, I'm proud of you, boy. You know what I mean? So you got more composure than you think.
Yeah, my boy is. I mean, he's a good kid. He just graduated Shadow Creek High School.
Okay. Congratulations.
Shout out Shadow Creek. We're gonna be at some of their games.
Yeah, man. That's a good school, man. And my son went there, and he just he's getting on the right track right now, and he wants to box. He told me, he said, I want to fight pro. Now my son has what I didn't have, which is I come from a family of fighters, but I'm a first generation boxer.
Okay.
So that's the second generation right there.
Right.
So he has what I didn't have. He has someone that knows the sport and can help him navigate the sport. A lot of the things that I learned in boxing, I learned on my own.
Right.
That's why you see me on my Instagram, hashtag Eric Perry Management, because I manage myself. I set up all my own fights, all the way up to ESPN on Top Rank.
Come on now.
So I do a lot of this stuff myself. I learned the business, I'm actually more interested in the business side.
Right.
So when I'm done boxing, I'm going to be doing boxing for the rest of my life. I'm going to be out there with my boy, and I'm going to help him navigate.
Okay.
And I train with him daily, give him advice daily. And I don't really fan out, but I'm definitely pushing him in the right direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can be confident, but you still got to be humble.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be humbled. You don't be that guy.
Right.
Just get the job done.
Yeah.
Get your job done, collect your win, you shake your opponent's hand, win, lose, or draw. And then you move on to the next.
Right.
We don't even think about yesterday.
It's a business.
That's it. It's a business side.
I like that.
You think, how do you, speaking on that father and son in the same sport, how you think LeBron going to feel being on the court at the same time with his son?
I think he's going to fan out.
Yeah.
I think he's going to fan out.
Yeah.
I think he's going to fan out.
Yeah.
He's perfect for it.
You know what? Bronny got something that a lot of those other NBA players don't have. He has a daddy and he has a coach. They're on the same team.
Right.
So a lot of people's on him because he scored, 8 points?
3 points, 8 points or something.
Yeah,
he just scored 15.
A lot of people
he got to get his feet wet first.
Let him get his feet wet.
Right.
But you know what? He got in-home coaching. You think that man is only training at the gym?
Yeah,
he at the house. His daddy's giving him. He's dropping gems on him daily, every single
and I'm
day.
pretty sure he's been doing it for years and years. Sitting there with his daddy, watching film with him, studying different players. Come on, bro. You got LeBron at the house with you.
That's
one
right.
of arguably one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And you hear stories about other teams knowing when they calling stuff out, LeBron knowing everything they finna do. So it's like, come on, bro. How you gonna sit up and dog this kid and you don't think that his daddy at home coaching him?
That's what I was saying, man. Sports fans are flaky.
Yeah.
They hate for no reason. They hate from the couch. They hating from the couch. Chips on their chest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that's not what I would do.
Go to Twitter. Go to Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter fingers. You know what I'm saying? So, give him a chance to get his feet wet.
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe that that LeBron is a generational talent.
Yes.
There's a generational talent in every generation, but his son may not be as big as his dad, but he's gonna be He definitely gonna be straight. He gonna.
He
Be
don't
all
have
right.
to be
Right.
LeBron.
Yeah, he don't have to be LeBron.
Bronny.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He can be Bronny.
Right, exactly.
You know, I tell my son all the time, don't try to fill my shoes. Do your own. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be bigger than me because I'm here to help guide you, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you feel like does that stigma come from him being named James Jr.?
Probably. I think it just comes from him just being LeBron's son.
That's it.
There's people that hate LeBron literally for no reason.
Right,
You know
no
what I'm saying?
reason.
Bro,
Like,
that's crazy, bro. Because I'm a huge LeBron fan, and when I ask people why you don't like LeBron, bro, because I just don't. He's sorry. He's not sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
He's not sorry, bro. So what
surface
are you
answer
trying
like
to?
that.
He choke. He do, bro. It's a team sport, bro.
he be flopping.
Bro, who don't?
Yeah, who don't flop?
They made
You know what I'm
it's called Jordan rules for a reason because all he did was cry to the Bron a crybaby, but Jordan didn't. Kobe, bro. If you play sport, you eventually at one point in time you gonna cry to the ref, bro.
Right.
It's
Especially
just-
if you that guy.
Yeah.
You the guy.
Come
Now
on,
they got
bro.
Luka crying there.
Come on, bro. It just happened, bro. That's just part of sports, bro.
Yeah.
Talk about, you talked about you coaching your son, and we briefly talked about it, but what made you, you the first generation boxer in your family. What made you want to coach and get into coaching?
I think I'm a good fighter. I think I'm just a better coach. I started off at Savannah. Rest in peace to Savannah, but shout out to Mrs. Savannah.
Okay.
I would not be where I'm at today without Mr. and Mrs. Savannah.
Shout out to Miss Savannah.
I'm in there with a bunch of kids. It's a lot of kids in the gym. It's a lot of kids in the gym. And I would get to the gym really early,
Okay.
So I would get to the gym early because I got to get home and get my kids, And then I just kind of started taking my kids to the gym with me. And when I would get there, he was like, hey, man, could you help these kids train a little bit? I've always been interested in the whole pad work thing. Everybody want to do the pads, and I want to hold the pads. And Mr. Savannah was showing me how to do it. Do it this way, Don't just put together a bunch of pretty combinations. Make the pad work simulate the fight.
Right.
Started doing that. I started getting really, really good at it. Really, really good at it, and I was enjoying it. Got my first, had my first Golden Glove champion, Harold Escobar. My first Golden Glove guy. He went there and he skated through the Golden Gloves on my skills. You know what I'm saying? Everything I taught him, he took to the ring and he won.
That's crazy.
So I learned at that moment that I'm a good fighter. I'm just a better coach. And it's something I could do for the rest of my life. I absolutely enjoy teaching boxing. No matter how good you are, no matter how big you get, everything comes to an end.
Yes.
So
right.
it's definitely necessary for you to begin looking at life after the sport. What happens next? If you don't, you know what happens? You stay past your time.
Right.
And when you stay past your time, that's when you get hurt.
Yes.
I mean, look at someone like, Mike Tyson. Like, I'm a huge Tyson fan, but there's no way in the world that at 60 years old you should be talking about fighting this dude that's in his 20s.
Right, exactly.
So that's the part that I think about the most. So teaching boxing is just something that I've actually just got a knack for.
Yeah.
Because everyone can't be a good coach. Just because you're a good fighter, you can't be a good coach.
Bro, we talked about that all the time, bro. Just because you're good in the sport don't mean you're going to be a good coach, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely think I'm a good coach.
And there's some people who never even played the sport. They know the analytics side, and they hell of a good coach. They hell of a good scout. They hell of a good recruiter. So it's just, I guess, all about your mindset and where you at.
Yeah. Also your ability to take orders from people that came before you. A lot of times, egos get in the way.
Yeah.
You can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You can't tell me nothing.
Coaching,
especially on the coach's side. Coaches get their fighters hurt. Because too much ego.
Right.
Instead of listening to someone say, hey man, do this with your guy. You like, nah, I got it. Let me do it. Your guy going there and then he get hurt.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. What when you think about your career and you talk about Coach Savannah, like how did he impact you in your career?
Like I said, man, there would be no Georgia Muscle without Willie and Clara Savannah. Me and Mr. Savannah was like this right here. Me, Mr. and Mrs. Savannah was like this. He gave me a key to his legendary gym. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
he had, Rigaud in there, Andre Fonfara, Jamel and Jamal Charlo came from there.
Okay.
Regis Prograis, Oshaki Foster. These are all, matter of fact, Devontae and Lil Said. These guys are all Savannah fighters.
Wow. Okay.
Ronnie Shields, Hall of Fame trainer, came from Savannah.
Okay.
So I was blessed to be able to learn from him. That man, he really changed the game for me, because I'm just in there having fun punching on stuff.
Right.
And he was the first one to say, man, if you actually took this seriously, you could actually beat something in this sport.
Right.
Maybe he was talking about coaching, maybe he was talking about fighting, but I wouldn't be a coach if it wasn't for what he taught me. I wouldn't be a fighter if it wasn't for him telling me first, get in the ring, go spar.
Right.
Let me show you some things.
Right.
So I definitely appreciate him on that level,
Yeah.
And even with every single fight, I'm always wearing the Savannah Boxing Gym logo.
Come on, now.
Every single fight. That's my way of honoring him.
Yeah. That's awesome. Who were like some boxing trainers or coaches that's in the game now that you kind of I would say emulate, but you like the way they coach. You like the way what's my man that coached Andre Ward? Virgil.
Virgil Hunter. Yeah,
Virgil Hunter.
Yeah.
I like the way Virgil Hunter, when he's speaking to his boxers, he actually like technical, like he's telling them, hey, he's throwing the right hand, duck under it, this, that, pivot, and they do it and they knock the dude out, or it changes the fight. Like, there's different guys. Then you got the guys, wake up, damn it, you got them coaches. So who is like some of the coaches and trainers today that you like?
Man, right here in Houston is a hub for boxing. Houston is like Philly. It's like Brooklyn. It's like Los Angeles. It's like Miami. Houston is a hub for boxing. I think Houston has some of the best boxing coaches in the country. Right there at Main Boxing Gym where I train in the morning, Dwight Pratchett is one of them. He's a really, really good coach. He's a soft-spoken guy, but the man knows the sport. There's a guy that's fighting in the Olympics, Joshua Edwards. He was coached by Coach Melvin Malone over here at Undefeated Boxing Gym. Another great coach, Big Said, Devontae and Highland Williams' dad, is one of the best coaches in the city, And then, of course, there was, like I said, Willie and Clara Savannah, because you couldn't come through the city of Houston without going through Savannah Boxing Gym.
Right.
We'll have to get them on the show one day, Highland and Vontae.
Yeah. If we can get them on here, let's get them on here.
Yeah, that's it, man. Definitely good guys, man. But outside of Houston, Coach Mustafa in Atlanta, he's a really, really good coach. I like his style,
What do you think makes a great coach? What do those guys have in common?
Not the ability to bark the orders, but if you're going to tell me to do something, I need you to explain it in detail.
Right.
You have to make it make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If I say jab, when? You know what I'm saying? When do I jab? You know what I mean?
And do I use what jab do I use? My left or my right?
Do I use an up jab, or like what do I do? It's the ability to be able to essentially control your fighter from the outside of the ring. That to me is what makes a good coach. Not just holding the hand pads. There's so many hand pad coaches. They think that they.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
That's the fun part.
But they don't create fighters.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of fighters in Houston, or not a lot of coaches in Houston that has developed a fighter from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I say from scratch, I'm talking about from the jab.
Yeah.
You can from the jab, from the footwork. There's not a lot of coaches here that can do that. It takes zero talent to ride the coattail of a superstar.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I already got this naturally gifted fighter, all I got to do is hold the hand pads, make sure I get some video footage of it. And then when I get that video footage, it looks like I'm the one
what
put
the
them
hell
on.
I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying? But the reality is you're just riding a coattail. It's one of the reasons why I'm really picky about coaches. It's not because I'm uncoachable. I'm really picky about it. Because typically what's happened to me, except for Coach Dwight, because I met Coach Dwight when I first went to Maine in 2017. I was about to turn professional. When I met Coach Dwight was one of the few coaches that I met that did not try to change my fight style. Everyone else tried to change me. They either try to make me fight like Mike Tyson, or they try to get me to fight someone that's 6'5" on the outside. I get punched a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm too short. I'm a little guy. So, but Coach Dwight was someone that stepped up, and didn't try to change me, but was adding value to what I could already do. He was bringing value to me as a fighter, and he made me better.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that nuance where it's like everybody different. Everybody jab different. You got orthodox. You got orthodox, southpaw. You know, and everybody boxes different. You know, like you say, some people want to get hit, some people don't want to get hit. So for you to be able to coach somebody and add to what they already got, you have to be something special.
You have to be something special. You have to understand. You have to understand the game, and it's not saying that you have to be a fighter to get in and to be a good coach. You don't have to be a fighter to be a good coach.
Right.
Some of the best coaches of all time never fought professionally. You know what I'm saying? So even though they never fought professionally, they understood that getting punched don't feel good.
Right.
But a lot of times coaches that don't think that way will send you into the fire. You go take 2 or 3 shots and they're knocking years off of your career.
Hold on, bro. You don't know what you telling me. Bro, you sending me here. I'm getting hit, bro. You not getting hit. So what you saying is not making sense to me because I'm getting lit up, bro. Come on, bro.
And they'll say things. They'll call you scared. I mean, stop being scared. You know what I'm saying?
I'm smart.
I'm not scared. I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not afraid to get hit, but I absolutely avoid it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I absolutely avoid it if I can.
Speaking of that, bro, you know a lot of people they either like Floyd or they don't. They completely hate the way he fight. But I'm like, bro, boxing, the object of boxing is to not go in there and just see who gonna get knocked out first. It's to be hit and not be hit. And that was what he was good at. I'm finna keep hitting you and you not gonna hit me. And I don't understand why people get mad at that. Like,
so I'm gonna say what Brock was saying earlier. He said, well, 11 years in, you just kind of started settling into you.
Yeah.
People forget that Floyd, Pretty Boy, was a knockout artist. He has over a 50% knockout rating, right? He started settling into who he is.
Right.
He understood that I don't have to knock you out to beat you.
Right.
I'm just going to beat you up for 36 minutes. It's not my job to let you hit me.
Right.
It's your job to get the job done. If you can't get the job done, that's on you.
people call him scary for that.
They call him scared. They say he ran.
He's scared. He
but
running.
Floyd Mayweather stood in front of you a lot of the time. Floyd wasn't running around the ring. He was moving his feet.
Yeah.
But he
And
wasn't
his
running around
head.
the ring. He stood in front of you. And you just couldn't touch him. You know, it's not like he don't get touched. He's been touched.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not his job to let you touch him. You got to get the job done.
People wanted Madonna to beat him. They was so happy when he was.
When he fought Canelo, Canelo was a master.
Canelo too.
Because Canelo was supposed to beat him.
Right.
Canelo was supposed to beat him.
He was supposed to be this final.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Canelo
final
was supposed
boss.
to get him out of there.
Yeah.
And then Canelo got in there and he made Canelo. This was a 2-time world champion, and
He was a
made
kid.
Canelo look like an amateur.
He was a kid.
Canelo
he
was like
he was so young, bro.
He was like, bro, how was he hitting me? And when I swing, he not there no more.
He was young. The reason I say you can't use he was young as an excuse is because he was a 2-time world champion.
True.
You know, it wasn't like he was 13 fights in or something like that.
Right,
you know, you're a world champion. But Floyd just showed his levels to it.
Yeah.
You know, that's ultimately what it is.
People wanted Canelo to knock him out so bad, bro.
Canelo tried to knock him out.
People
and I
wanted
think
him
that's
to-
where he was going wrong at. Now they're like, yo, let's fight again. That dude is borderline a heavyweight.
Right.
Floyd Mayweather, 50 years old, he ain't trying to
Yeah.
fight you again, man. It's
Nah,
over with.
at
You
all,
lost.
at all.
You lost.
You had
It's
your
over with.
chance.
You had your chance. You know, congrats, but, you know, you got paid.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That
What
was
do you
it.
think about these, you know, now we getting into some of the new fight, not new fighters, but, you know, like the Terrence Crawfords, the Boots Ennis. Like, what do you think about these guys coming in, you know, now being like the face of boxing and, you know.
Terrence Crawford is a real killer.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford don't turn down and you want
Terrence Crawford is a real killer, man.
Yeah.
Like Terrence
Yeah.
is a real killer.
Yeah.
He has the ability to outbox you, but he'll punch you down too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to go there with him, it's like if you hit him, he turn up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
He's a real killer, man. Boots Ennis is another one that is a very crafty, good fighter. They're trying to put him in there with Bud. My opinion, it's too soon. It's too soon. You know, I think it's too soon for him. Give him a chance to get his feet wet. Like I said, there's levels to the sport. You know, I absolutely think that I'm better than most heavyweights, but I have to climb that. I have to climb the rank to get to him.
Yeah.
I can't just call people out. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Say, hey man, let's fight. You know, they're gonna overlook, man. You're not even on this level yet. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to fight him, I got to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, my journey starts on August 31st.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
get that one
Yes,
done,
sir.
and then we moving on. You know,
Have you ever seen like a boxer you was like, damn, he good, and then he be ruined by being put in a situation too soon?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time,
Yeah.
all the time. Because more people are more interested in making the money off the fighter. This is where I think a lot of times, but the part of boxing that hasn't changed yet. Boxing, like football, or unlike football, basketball, baseball, needs a union. You know, they just come in here and they throw fighters in here and they just get them a little check and then they just move them on. You know, and then you get used up.
Right.
But I see it happen to a lot of fighters. I don't want to say no names because I don't want to, I ain't trying to,
Right,
like I'm
no.
shooting slugs at people. But it happens all the time by putting them in fights that are premature. You know, you're not ready for this level yet. But people around you are saying that you are ready.
Right.
They're selling you short, you know.
Right.
Which goes back to me and my son. I'm not going to put my son in a fight that I know he's not ready for. I wouldn't put any of the guys that I train in a fight that you're not ready for. And I'm not saying that you can't do it.
Right.
I'm saying give yourself a chance to develop
Right.
before you start trying to get in here with these hitters.
Right,
You
right.
know.
And you get embarrassed or
and
you get yourself hurt.
Get hurt. And when you get, a lot of times when people lose, you know, it does something to them. It doesn't work the way for everyone. Like me, I don't care if I win or lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to throw hands. You know.
Right.
And if I lose, I'm just gonna get up and shake your hand. And be like, hey, you know, good work. You know.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's a blow to their ego.
Okay.
And then they'll vanish for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll try to come back, and you know, every day that's gone
not
is
the
the day that you
same.
don't get back. You know, they're
Right.
not the same anymore. You know, which brings up things like the managers and stuff like that. The managers, their job is to, managers. Let me talk about managers.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about managers. Another reason why I manage myself. More people are interested in just making money off of it. I can say, hey, man, Brock, you got a fight coming up, man. I want you to take this fight. This is a good opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Exposure.
Yeah.
You can't feed your family with exposure.
Right.
You know, get the fights that you need. You know, it might be a slow road, but get the fights that you need. The check will come.
Yeah.
But if you try to get the check too fast, you might not ever see a check like that again. That might be it for you.
Yeah.
You know, so get these fights. Get these fights. What people don't know is that with my pro career, my first 4 fights, I came out of pocket for everything. I didn't have sponsors. I didn't have anything. Everything I paid for, it came out of my pocket. Thousands of dollars just to get in the ring and get a first-round knockout. People like, man, you wasting money. No, I'm not wasting money because it all came back to me when I fought on ESPN. Everything that I spent, it all came back to me, and I finished in the green. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Boxing is a business. As an athlete, you are a business. You are a business, you know?
Right.
Everything that you wear, everything that you say, everything that you cook or anything, you know, if you attach your name to it, it can sell, right? It's the same thing with boxing. It can sell. So my objective is to sell myself. I have to sell myself. Not sell myself short. Just sell yourself. Get out there. Invest in yourself. Invest in your career. Invest in the people that want to be around you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Invest in those people. You know, and then when the opportunity comes, that check will come back to you. But people are so interested in getting the money up front.
Yeah, that fast money.
You know, coming in, hey man, I'm gonna take 30% of your check. Well, what's 30% of nothing?
Right.
You know, you're not. I mean, I had a guy that wanted to manage me once, and I was interested. This is back when I was learning the business.
Yeah.
I said, okay, cool. He said, well, I take 20%. Okay, fair enough. So, how does this work? Like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
He said to me, well, I'm gonna get you some fights, and then I just take 20% of the purse. Okay, but I don't think it's just that simple.
Right.
That's point A to point B. What's in the middle here? You know?
Right.
I said, okay, well, you know, I need help with my strength and conditioning. You pay for that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't pay for that. No, you pay for that. Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, what about my gym dues? My gym dues is like $60.
Yeah.
You don't pay for that? Nah, we don't pay for that.
Well.
Okay, okay, well, there's a strength and conditioning coach that I want to work with. Will you pay for that? Nah, we don't pay for that.
So you just gonna set up fights and get paid 20% and then go on about your business.
And now at this point, you're just a booking agent.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it. This is why anyone can be listed as a manager. If you can walk in a boxing gym, and a lot of boxers are so desperate. I don't know. Desperate is not the word. They're looking for guidance. This is what they want to do. They're here because this is what they want to do. Walk in there and say, hey, man, look, I think you're a good fighter. I want to manage you. I'm going to put a little money behind you. I want to manage you, right? A lot of times, a fighter will jump on that. Because in a sport like boxing, the money is what pushes your career.
Right.
You cannot push your career without money. You know, unless you're always coming in on the B side, which is where the A side pays you. But you're always you're going to find yourself in losing situations.
Right.
If you don't knock them out, you're going to lose. Type of deal.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Now you got this upside down record, and now no one wants to deal with you. Now you lose. Now your career cut short. You're going to find yourself trying to get into it.
Right.
You know, it's sad the way it goes down. And I give the game to anyone that want to listen to me because I learned it on my own. You know, I'm just fortunate to be in a position where I can afford to push my career.
Right.
My gym, Square Business Boxing Gym, has been pushing me forward. You know what I'm saying? So now I put myself in a position where I could get that ESPN fight, you know, and make all that money, make that money back. And I tell guys, when you make the money, don't spend the money on yourself. Don't go shopping. Don't even pay your bills with it. Take that money and then reinvest it back into your career. You know, unless you're in the top 50 in the world, you're probably not going to be able to live off a boxing check.
Right.
This is why I have respect for fighters, because every fighter is not making it. Some people are here just to get paid. They don't care about losing. They just here to get paid.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But some guys are actually trying to climb that ladder. They climb that ladder. People like myself, I'm climbing the ladder.
Right.
So I understand if I'm going to climb the ladder, I got to step up. I'm not afraid to step up. You know, if I win, great. If I lose, back to the drawing board. It's really just that simple. But you have people on the A side that can kind of push their career with the finances, and they're just trying to fight any losers they can find because they're not afraid of losing.
Right.
But they'll never step up.
Right.
Now, what's the point of being 34-0 when you have no names on your resume?
Right.
I have 2 losses, but I got names on my resume.
Right.
You know, and that right there keeps me on the radar. You know, that keeps me on the radar to get these fights.
Man, that's dope. That's dope, man. Hey, you doing your thing. You doing your thing.
Yeah.
We always talk about entrepreneurship on this show, and you kind of briefly, you know, shout out your own business. And I'm going to just give the people the website, www.squarebusinessboxinggym.com. What got you into starting that, boss?
I was working at Memorial Hermann, and I wanted to fight. I was still an amateur boxer at the time.
Okay.
I wanted to keep fighting, but it was hard to do it working at a hospital.
Okay.
You know, I'm always at work. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna have to just take a shot. You know, so I'm gonna take a shot. At the time, I was driving a car, turned around and sold the car, and that put the finances in my pocket so I could pay my bills. And you know, I tried to get a job at UFC Pearland, and I wasn't able to get the job there. They told me I didn't have enough experience. I came from training fighters.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, but them turning me down was the best thing that could have happened.
Okay.
Because Square Business Boxing Gym was born.
Yeah.
And now I have the best boxing gym in Pearland. I'm the only competition gym in Pearland.
Yeah.
So my guys fight, my guys win. You know, I fight and I win. You know, I am my best advertisement.
Right.
You know, so that's basically how it happens. You know,
And you can go to the website, audience. You can go to the website and figure out. But I kind of want you to tell them, like, what do your coaching, your business, like, how you coach kids, or you beginners, like, how does that work?
I coach all levels. I started coaching them at age 5.
Okay.
Coach all levels, from the beginners all the way to the pros. I'm 24 hours a day, every day except Wednesday or Sunday.
Okay.
I do not have another job. All I do is boxing. Boxing is my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And it's cool because majority of the people that I train are not boxers. They're doctors, lawyers, soccer moms, stay-at-home dads. But I do have the people that come in that want to, they want to try their hand at boxing. You know, cool, let's do it. You know, I'm going to meet you where you are. I'm not expecting anything from you. I'm going to meet you where you are, and where you are, that's where we gonna go. We gonna go from there. No matter what your level is, we take it and we go from there. You know, I had one guy that wanted to fight. He was a nurse practitioner, and he was in his 40s. Started training with me maybe about 3 months. He started getting really good. You know? He was like, man, I think I want to try some sparring. Okay, cool. I sparred with him. You know, he was tall. He was like 6'3". He had some long arms. You know, and
you just keep going against these tall.
Heavyweight. Hey, you going against all these motherfucking towers, bro.
You know. Got in there with him, and I'm like, okay, you know, he's not really much of a threat because you don't really have a lot of experience, but he's really good. So I took him to a couple of gyms to spar, and he started getting good. Had his first amateur fight, and it's so funny because I knew the coach that was across the ring, and everything I taught him and the other guy that was in the ring, everything we taught him went out the window. They was in a swim.
Scrapping.
Me and the coach, we looking at each other laughing. And my guy, he ended up getting a win. But then that second fight, you know, the nerves are gone now.
Yeah.
You know, now he's settling down. He's in the move, and he popping that jab out there. I'm like, ooh, boy.
Right.
End up winning that fight. And his third fight, got in there, stopped the dude in the second round. Just crazy combinations, you know. And I was so proud of him. And he was like, all right, Eric, I think I'm done.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like,
you done with what?
I'm like, man, you're doing so good. Let's keep going. Nah, man.
He say, yeah, I'm good. Before they put me in with somebody that put me to sleep. He said, yeah, I done got in.
Look, man.
I'm out.
Hey, man, look, let me tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Phil, man. Phil is such a good guy, man. He's a really good guy. He still
comes to the gym?
And he still trains with me. He just doesn't compete. You know? Every now and then he'll get that sparring itch. He undefeated. Every now and then he'll get the little sparring itch, and we'll do a little sparring. But for the most part, he don't fight anymore. He's like, man, my wife ain't finna go for that, man.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm like, fair enough. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
she come to the fights?
She came to all of his fights.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
this nigga done won 3 in a
Trying
row.
to look good with
he
his shirt
done.
on.
Right,
You know
trying to
what
look
I'm
good with his
saying? Got his
shirt
little
on.
ass peeking. So I'm like, my man.
Maybe I want to go professional. Nah, we done.
Right,
That was your
right,
last
right.
fight.
She
That was my
cringing
last
the whole time.
Yeah.
But no, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. Just to hear your story and just to know like where you come from and who you got, not who you got, but who you are today, and where you came from, and then what you have now. Because I'm big on like being your own boss, man.
Yeah.
Being your own boss. We talk about that all the time. And then what does that mean? What does that responsibility mean? What does it take? And then you just a true inspiration of what that is, man. Because a lot of people out here, especially we were talking earlier, man, I feel like it's a season of hustling, bro. It's a season of hustling, getting yourself out there, doing things, learning new things. And for me to hear that, man, you representing yourself, you got your own management team, you ain't living off nobody else. You know what I mean? You doing your own thing, and I think that's commendable, bro.
I got a question on that, right? So
yeah, talk to us.
So you going through all that, right? And you quitting you leaving your job and you opening up your gym, like. Have you ever had like a challenging setback, like dealing with all this with the boxing and the opening the gym and doing all that stuff?
That's a good question.
So, no, the answer is no. So I'm a low risk, high reward type of guy, right? So my gym, I converted a small storage unit into a boxing gym.
Okay.
So when things like COVID happened, I survived COVID. I survived COVID because it's a storage unit.
Right.
I have no overhead costs. It's just me. No setbacks from that point. As far as it affecting my business, the only thing I can say affects my business is when I'm not there, the door's closed.
Right.
That's probably the only thing.
That's why you said 24 hours.
Them 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So if like right now I'm doing this interview, I have people to train this evening. Man, my people are good. They're loyal. They're loyal people.
That's
so.
dope.
They are. I'd let them know, hey, I can't make it because I'm gonna be doing this interview. They said, okay, cool. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Say less.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Yeah. So I mean, guys, audience, I'm talking to the audience, man. If y'all need some boxing lessons, you in the Houston area, Pearland area, preferably. I say again, www.squarebusinessboxinggym.com.
Do you accept walk-ins?
So everything is all private. It's all private training. So you do have to book your time online. You book the time. It just helps me keep everything organized. Book the time online, and typically I can accommodate everybody. I can there's not a lot of times where I can't accommodate people. You know,
because you said you around the clock, 24 hours.
24 hours.
Some people gonna try. Yeah, you got that 12 a.m. open.
Hey man, look, it's my nurses.
Yeah,
my nurses, cops.
Oh yeah,
They'll come at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know,
that's crazy.
And it's not really bad until you have to go home at 10, and then you got to get back up. That alarm go off at 2 o'clock, and then you got to roll out the bed. You know. But it's worth it, even if I go out there for just that one, you know, because if you love boxing so much and you love training with me so much that you're willing to come out here at 3 o'clock in the morning, man, let's get busy.
That shows that you care about your art and your craft and your people in your gym. That I'm willing to work 24 hours a day, 7 days. You open 7 days a week?
Every day except Wednesday and Sunday.
Okay, so 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. I'll get up for you if you really showing me that you got the dedication and you come in and work hard. You're not just bull coning around. Yeah. Because we see those people, oh, man, I'll be there at 3. You done got up at 2:20, 2:10, waiting on this person. It's 3 o'clock. And they, oh, man, I'm going to be there at 3:20. 3:20 come around, oh, man, 3:45.
Hey,
and
bro.
you feel like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Don't have me doing this, man. You ain't, don't do my boy like this.
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
Them real life situations,
yes,
bro.
Yes.
Hey, that's real life, bro.
Yes.
Because you dealing with a lot of people, different characteristics, and you just know somebody go flake on you, bro.
Yeah,
You got some good patrons on your staff, not on your staff, but some good people on your team that's rocking with you.
Yeah.
You know, we do this every show for our guests. Where's our
Juju,
Brockbrand?
can you get that for me? It's
Where's our Brockbrand
we got something for you, man, right here.
We talked about it early in the show. We really got you some stuff, man. We always do this, man. We appreciate you, you know, coming on the show, blessing us with this time. Like you said, man, you had to cut some lessons short and, you know, things like that. So we appreciate
Juju, you could have got some camera time, bro.
Man, yeah, you could have.
My boy Jude.
Hey.
Mike made him not want to get on the camera.
I made him feel bad.
He told Jude need to do some push-ups, man. But look, man, this is a gift from us to you, from Brockbrand, man, so you can be out there rocking the brand.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
it, man. I appreciate it.
No, that's all you, man. That's your flowers, bro, man. We appreciate you doing your
Hold it
thing.
up.
Hold it up. Let
Even
the
though we
people
do this
know,
every
man.
show, we
Brockbrand,
still people.
you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
Our first sponsor athlete right here, man.
He's gonna be rocking the Brockbrand at actually the second. You know, we did MJ.
Oh yeah. We did MJ. Yeah, we did
so
MJ.
he gonna
Can't
be,
forget about MJ.
You also gonna have a Brockbrand patch on your boxing.
Oh, yep. I'm gonna have
yeah.
the brand put on my logo. I mean, on my trunk, logo on my trunk.
That's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
August 31st.
I'm gonna have to
Laredo,
talk to my boy
Texas.
Fred. What kind of boxing shoes you wear? I'm about to get in contact with Fred and get him some shoes.
If you got your own shoes, we got somebody that can probably paint them.
Yeah,
Okay,
we got a guy that can paint
you
them.
got your own boxing shoes.
Yeah,
you
I
can get my
sent you
boy
the colors
Fred.
I'm wearing out there. You know, the cotton candy theme. You know, what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, you know, cotton
Come
candy.
on.
So we gonna
Shout out
get
my
that
boy
thing good.
Fred Fields, man. I know this off topic, but Fred is a guy that does some work. He did Mike Cleats his entire career.
Yeah.
My boy Fred just got 2 million views on TikTok. And
for his landscaping project.
Yes, bro. What he did was, Fred, I'm giving you your flowers, bro. He got a Prius. He filled the back of that motherfucker up full of sand because he don't have a truck.
Yeah.
He he went and got a bunch of sand for his lawn because he do these lawn videos now. He filled it. He's the back of his Prius up full of sand, bro, and drove this Prius full of sand to his house and shoveled it out for his yard, bro.
That shit was
video got
crazy, yo.
over
The
2 million
craziest
views,
shit I
bro.
ever seen, bro.
Crazy.
I
was like, bro,
I said,
what?
there's no way you put sand in a
That man really
Prius.
put sand in the Prius, bro, because he didn't have a truck.
boy said if
man,
it's a
That
will, there's a way.
dedication,
Well,
bro,
there's a
that
will, there's a way,
dedication
bro.
crazy,
Yeah.
yo.
Shout out
That
to my boy
dedication
Fred,
is crazy, yo. Hey, Pat, do we got any announcements?
Yes,
we
we
close
got
out
some
the
samples
show?
coming in, y'all. We got some shorts and some what do they call flare pants?
Yeah.
Some flare pants, some new shirts coming out. So I'm telling y'all, please stay. I promise you, go on Brockbrand Clothing. You gotta follow us on Instagram, y'all. We will be updating y'all for all the new stuff that we got coming out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we want to say again, Mr. Eric Perry, thank you for coming on the show with us and rocking out with us, man. And to the audience, if y'all been rocking with us from the beginning, y'all know the motto. Don't get ready, stay ready. Peace.